Jupiter is going direct. And when it does, three zodiac signs are about to experience a financial shift unlike anything they've seen in years. I'm going to tell you which three signs right now. No build-up, no waiting. It's Taurus, it's Leo, and it's Sagittarius. If that's you, stay on this video, because what's coming for you in 2026 is not small. The fact that you're here right now, that's not the algorithm being random. Jupiter hasn't even stationed direct yet. You're finding out before it happens. You're not late to this. You're early. And that matters more than you realize. If the last few months have felt financially frozen, that wasn't you doing something wrong. That was Jupiter in retrograde. That chapter is closing, and what replaces it is something you need to hear. If your sign is one of those three, drop it in the comments. I want to see who was pulled to this video tonight. And if you've already been sensing something shifting, hit subscribe. Jupiter direct is just the beginning of what I'm tracking for these signs this year. Here's what's coming. I'm going sign by sign. I'm going to tell you exactly how the money arrives, not vague abundance talk, where it comes from, when to expect it, and the specific moves to make in the first 6 weeks. The window is narrow. What I'm about to show you is why that matters so much. Let's get into it. So, what is Jupiter going direct, and why does it matter for your money? Let me make this as clear as possible. Jupiter is the largest planet in our solar system, and in astrology, it governs the largest things in your life: wealth, opportunity, expansion, luck. Wherever Jupiter goes, things grow. Wherever it points, doors swing open. Think of Jupiter like a billionaire investor walking through your life. Whatever room he steps into, he writes checks. He funds ideas nobody else would touch. He looks at your biggest, most ambitious dreams and says, "Yeah, let's make those happen. Let's fund that." For the last 4 months, that investor stepped out of the room. That was Jupiter retrograde. Deals stalled, income plateaued. Opportunities dissolved right when they were about to become real. Side projects lost their momentum. Clients went quiet. Raises got delayed. That wasn't bad luck. That wasn't the universe punishing you. That was Jupiter pulling back temporarily. But here's the image I need you to hold, and I want you to really picture this. Imagine a dam, a real one, concrete and steel, stretching across a river. There's a river that's been flowing your entire life. That river is your financial energy, your earning potential, the opportunities that are meant to find you. During Jupiter retrograde, a massive dam dropped right across that river. The water didn't stop. It kept flowing from the source. It kept building and accumulating. But it had nowhere to go. So it pooled. It rose higher and higher. It pressed against that wall with increasing force every single day. And you, standing downstream, felt the drought. You looked at the dry riverbed of your bank account. You saw the stalled contracts. You watched the plans freeze in place. You thought the water was gone. It wasn't gone. It was becoming something powerful. Now here's where this gets genuinely exciting. Jupiter stations direct every year, but the sign it's in right now, the degree it's activating, the aspects it's forming to other major planets. This combination is rare. Astrologers have had this specific date circled on their calendars for months. Some have been talking about it since last year. Here's why. When Jupiter stations direct, it doesn't just quietly start moving. It stands completely still for a few days first. And in that stillness, all the energy compressed during the retrograde coils tighter and tighter, like a spring being pushed down to its absolute limit, compressing, storing force, building potential energy. Then it releases, all at once. This isn't the dam lifting on a calm afternoon. This is the dam lifting while the reservoir behind it sits at its highest point in over a decade. The aspects Jupiter is making right now amplify its financial power specifically. This isn't a general feel-good transit. This is pointed directly at wealth, income, and material expansion for certain signs. And here's what makes 2026's station even more significant. Jupiter isn't acting alone here. The way it's interacting with other planets right now creates what I'd call a financial corridor, a concentrated lane of energy aimed at material growth. Most years, Jupiter direct brings general good fortune. This year, it brings targeted financial acceleration. The planets are essentially conspiring to funnel abundance into very specific areas of the zodiac. The pressure behind that dam, it's enormous, and when it lifts, the release won't be a gentle trickle back to normal. It's going to be a flood of financial momentum, directed, powerful, life-changing. And only 3 signs are standing directly downstream: Taurus, Leo, Sagittarius. The wealth sectors of their birth charts sit directly in Jupiter's path. When this planet moves forward, it's like a spotlight turning on over their money houses. Not their relationship sectors, not their emotional houses, their financial houses, directly and specifically. And the timeline matters here. The first 6 to 8 weeks after the station direct, that's the blast zone. That's when the most dramatic shifts land. Not slowly, over years. Not eventually when the timing is right. Fast, in weeks. That's the window. If you're one of these 3 signs, this isn't a someday promise. This is a right now situation. Let me show you what's coming. Starting with Taurus. Taurus. This is how your sign gets rich in 2026. Jupiter going direct activates your financial axis in a way that hasn't happened in 12 years. Let that sink in. 12 years. This isn't background noise in your chart. This is the main event of your financial year. Your financial decade, honestly. Here's how the money shows up for you specifically. You're going to see it through earned income first. A raise that felt completely impossible 6 months ago. A new position that comes with numbers you weren't expecting. A promotion that lands on your desk almost out of nowhere. But it doesn't stop at your main career. This also looks like a side project breaking into real revenue. Something you've been building quietly on the side. Something you almost gave up on during the retrograde. That thing suddenly catches fire. It finds its audience. It starts generating money. Here's what you'll notice first. Pay attention to this. The conversations around you will shift. People who've been vague about compensation will start getting specific. Negotiations that were going in circles will finally move forward. You'll get an email or a phone call that feels different from everything that came before it. In the first 3 weeks, something concrete will show up. An actual number, an actual offer, an actual deposit. And you'll think, where did this come from? It didn't come from nowhere. It was pooling behind that dam the entire time. For Taurus, Jupiter retrograde was specifically blocking your ability to be seen and compensated at your true value. People were overlooking you. Numbers didn't match your output. You were delivering high-level work and getting paid below what it was worth. Jupiter direct corrects that imbalance. And it corrects it fast. Here's what this looks like in practice, Taurus. The person who kept passing you over suddenly brings your name up in a meeting. The client who ghosted you comes back with a bigger budget. The recruiter who went silent sends a message with a number attached that makes you sit up straight. These aren't coincidences. These are the direct effects of Jupiter turning your financial spotlight back on. Hear me on this, Taurus. The amount that's coming isn't modest. Jupiter doesn't do modest. Whatever number you've been telling yourself is reasonable, raise it again. That's closer to what this transit is preparing for you. Don't shrink to fit the old container. If you're a Taurus, say this out loud right now. I am ready to receive at a level I've never experienced, and I won't apologize for wanting it. Now, Leo. This one is going to surprise you. Jupiter going direct doesn't just open one door, it kicks open an entire corridor. And the wealth coming for Leo looks completely different from what's coming for Taurus. This is how Leo gets rich in 2026. For you, this is about visibility converting directly into income. You're entering a period where being seen translates immediately to being paid. Not eventually, not after years of grinding and hoping someone notices. Directly. The attention you attract becomes the revenue stream itself. What does this look like in real life? A promotion that happens because someone important finally noticed your work. Someone above your boss. Someone with actual power to move you up. It could also look like a creative project getting funded or purchased, or your business and personal brand gaining traction that generates real income, not just likes and followers. Here's the thing about Leo's breakthrough. It's connected to your confidence. The retrograde dimmed your light temporarily. That's done now. And what happens next is the correction. When Jupiter goes direct for Leo, the gap between your effort and your reward closes rapidly. Here's what that looks like day to day. People start responding to you differently. There's a shift in how you're received. Opportunities start finding you instead of you chasing them down. Someone reaches out with an offer you never applied for. A project you posted months ago suddenly picks up momentum. A conversation you almost didn't have leads to serious money. The money follows the attention, every single time for Leo. In your case, the dam wasn't just holding back cash flow, it was holding back recognition. And for your sign, recognition and wealth run in the same river. When one flows, the other is right behind it. Here's what I want you to understand about your financial story this year. Every Leo who's felt invisible lately, who's put out work that didn't land, who's pitched ideas that got shrugged off, that era is ending. Jupiter Direct doesn't just give you a platform. It gives you the exact audience who's ready to invest in what you offer. The visibility isn't vanity. It's the delivery system for your wealth. And that system is about to switch on. If you're a Leo, here's your declaration. Say it and mean it. My gifts are valuable. The world is about to pay me accordingly. And now, Sagittarius, I saved you for last. And honestly, this one gave me chills when I looked at the chart. Sagittarius, Jupiter is your ruling planet, your cosmic landlord, the planet with the strongest personal connection to your sign out of all 12. When Jupiter moves, you feel it in your bones. Before anyone else even notices the shift, you're already sensing it. Jupiter going direct in your chart is like the building's owner walking in and personally rebuilding your entire financial floor. Not a tune-up, not cosmetic changes. A full structural rebuild of how money moves through your life. This is how Sagittarius gets rich in 2026. And the scope of it is going to surprise you. The wealth coming your way looks like expansion in the truest sense. New income streams, not one new stream, multiple. An investment that's been sitting dormant finally pays off in a major way. A business venture crosses into profitability seemingly overnight. A completely unexpected source of money appears. One you didn't even know existed 6 months ago. An opportunity from a foreign connection or international market opens up out of the blue. Sagittarius, your financial world is about to get bigger than you thought was possible for you. Here's what you'll notice first. Ideas start landing differently. You'll have a flash of inspiration about a financial move. And instead of it feeling like wishful thinking, it'll feel like a blueprint, like a plan you can actually execute. You'll start seeing pathways that were invisible 3 weeks ago. Connections between things that never made sense before suddenly click. A business idea that felt risky now feels obvious. That clarity is Jupiter's direct motion activating your natural instincts. Your sign has always had strong gut feelings about expansion. The retrograde muffled them. Now the signal comes through crystal clear. And The first time you act on one of those instincts and it works, that's Jupiter showing you the new rules. Trust what comes through. Move on it. Don't wait for anyone's permission. For Sagittarius, the dam was holding back your expansion itself, your ability to grow past the financial ceiling that's been over your head. That ceiling isn't going to crack, Sagittarius. It's going to disappear entirely. And I want you to notice something about what I just described for your sign. It's not one source of income getting bigger. It's the entire map expanding. New territories, new channels, new streams you haven't even considered yet. That's how Jupiter works for its own sign. It doesn't just increase the flow in one river, it creates new rivers entirely. Your financial landscape by the end of this transit will have paths on it that don't exist yet today. If you're a Sagittarius, declare this right now. I was born for abundance. My season of expansion starts today. Now, if your sign wasn't one of those three, hear this clearly. Jupiter going direct blesses everyone who's paying attention. Every sign benefits when the planet of luck moves forward. You are absolutely not excluded from this energy, but Taurus, Leo, and Sagittarius, they've got front row seats. The effects hit them hardest and fastest. If you're a different sign and this energy is still resonating, comment Jupiter ready below. This transit has something for you too. I'll be covering what Jupiter direct activates for every sign in upcoming videos. Because here's the truth. When 3 signs experience this level of financial acceleration, it creates ripple effects. It shifts the energy around them. The people close to a Taurus, Leo, or Sagittarius who's riding this wave, they benefit too. Abundance is contagious when Jupiter is involved. Now here's what most channels won't tell you. When the dam lifts, what flows through isn't what was there before the retrograde. It's upgraded. Jupiter retrograde doesn't just press pause on your life. It quietly reorganizes everything behind the scenes. It rearranges the pieces on the board. And what comes back is genuinely better than what stalled. Let me be specific so you can feel this. That deal that fell through during retrograde, when it returns, the terms are better. The numbers are higher. The timing actually works in your favor. The job you didn't get 3 months ago, it opens again. But this time it's at a higher level, better title, better compensation, better alignment with where you're actually headed. That project or launch that lost its momentum, it restarts with a bigger audience waiting, more support around it, better market conditions. You couldn't have known that back in November, but Jupiter knew. That's exactly why it held things back. The delay wasn't loss. It was strategic rearrangement. Jupiter was behind that dam the whole time, reorganizing the landscape, making sure that when the wall came down, what rushed through would exceed what you originally expected. And here's the part that excites me most about this transit. Financial expansion never arrives in isolation. When Jupiter activates your wealth sector, it simultaneously activates your confidence, your visibility, your personal magnetism. The way people perceive you shifts before the money even lands. You'll notice it in small ways first. Someone compliments your energy out of nowhere. A stranger reaches out about an opportunity. People listen to your ideas with more weight and respect. Invitations start increasing. The money follows all of this, but the identity shift happens first. The money is the headline, but becoming the person who naturally attracts that level of wealth, that's what Jupiter is really engineering here, and it compounds. Once that internal shift takes hold, you don't slide backwards. Every win reinforces the next one. Every breakthrough opens the door to a bigger one. 6 months from now, you won't just have more money. You'll be someone who expects abundance as a baseline, and that version of you attracts even more. So now you know what's coming. Let's talk about what to actually do with this energy. Because Jupiter can open every door in your life, but you still have to walk through them. Here are 3 moves to make during this transit. and each one matters. Move 1. Clear the path. Go back to the dam for a second. When that wall lifts, the water rushes forward. But where it flows depends on what's downstream. If your riverbed is cluttered with unfinished business and old loose ends, the energy disperses. It scatters in 10 directions instead of flowing powerfully in one. So right now, before Jupiter stations, close the loops. Finish what's 90% done. Send the invoice you've been sitting on for weeks. Answer the email you've been avoiding. Submit the application that's been living in your drafts since October. Clear the debris from your financial path. You're not creating the abundance. Jupiter handles that. Your job is making sure the riverbed is clear, so when the water hits, it flows exactly where it needs to go. Concentrated, powerful, direct. Think of it like this. The universe is about to send you a massive delivery. Your only job is to make sure the front door is unlocked and the hallway is clear. Move 2. Say yes faster. This one is critical for this window. During Jupiter direct, the right opportunities move fast. They don't linger. They don't wait for you to run the numbers a 4th time. I'm not saying be reckless. I'm saying trust your instincts. If something lands in those first 6 weeks and your chest lights up with excitement, move on it. Don't let overthinking kill what your gut already approved. Jupiter rewards speed and decisiveness during this transit. Hesitation is the most expensive habit you can carry right now. The people who benefit most from Jupiter direct aren't the most talented or the most prepared. They're the ones who move when the energy says move. Be one of those people. Move 3. And this is the most powerful of all 3. Expand your container. Start behaving right now as if the wealth is already en route. Not recklessly, practically and deliberately. Update your financial systems. Open the business account you've been delaying. Revise your pricing upward. If you've been undercharging because it felt safe, raise your rates this week. Write down the number you actually want to earn this year. Not the safe number, the real one. Say it out loud to someone you trust. Here's why this matters so much. Jupiter doesn't pour into a cup. Jupiter pours into whatever container you give it. Show up with a small cup and you'll receive a small cup's worth. Show up with a reservoir and Jupiter fills that too. It matches your readiness. It rewards your preparation. So make your container bigger than what feels comfortable. That stretch matters. That slight discomfort when you name a higher number. That nervous energy when you take the practical step. That's growth happening in real time. You're expanding ahead of the abundance, and that's exactly where Jupiter wants to find you. Clearing the path, saying yes faster, expanding your container. Those 3 moves are how you prepare. When the dam lifts, every drop flows directly into your life. Now, before this ends, I want to speak to you directly. Out of millions of videos tonight, you chose this one. Something in you recognized this message before your mind could explain why. That pull you felt when you saw the title, that wasn't random curiosity. That was your instincts. They already know what's coming. They brought you here so you'd be ready when it arrives. And the fact that you stayed to this point, that tells me who you are. You're not casually scrolling through horoscopes. You're positioning yourself before the wave hits. That is exactly the energy Jupiter rewards. Not just luck, readiness. What was building behind that wall while you waited? It's not small. Small blessings don't create that kind of pressure. Small breakthroughs don't need that kind of build-up. Jupiter is going direct. The dam is lifting. And for Taurus, Leo, and Sagittarius, everything held back is about to rush forward and reshape your entire financial life. You didn't lose those months. You were gathering force. And now the wall comes up. Your river is about to run so full that a year from now, your finances won't resemble today. But tonight, you know, before the water hits, before everyone else senses the current shifting. You have the awareness, you have the actions, you have the timing. Clear the path, trust the river, let Jupiter do what it's always done best, expand everything it touches. Tell me in the comments which part of this hit you hardest. I read every single one. I'll be tracking what unfolds for these signs in the weeks ahead, because Jupiter going direct is the opening chapter. What 2026 delivers after this? I can't wait to share it with you. Jupiter is moving. Make sure you're moving with it.